Fire for your mind. The Kosher Clinician. Fire for your mind. The Kosher Clinician.
Should there be ethics in dealing with conflict? Did Corey Holcomb read the lead attorney wrong? Was this the right approach by Corey Holcomb? And does it show and exemplify masculinity? Was this the right approach by the lead attorney? Stay tuned as the Kosher Clinician take a therapist spin and apologize himself. Watch until the end.
And let me say, I have been on YouTube for about 5 years, and I don't think I have ever done this. I have never gone back and showed receipts. I have never showed DMs because I haven't needed to.
Last week on the Corey Holcomb show, there were some people getting at work. Joe Button, me, and the lead attorney. The lead attorney really got disrespected in a major way because Corey Holcomb said this.
Lead in a ass law is part of the crew. What? To come at a Yeah. Y'all was with me the whole time we saw him. Did we do anything to that man?
No.
I thought we showed him love.
Right. Yeah.
Man, this motherfucker lying like a motherfucker on the internet.
Damn.
Right after this, I emailed the lead attorney. I'm not going to show you the email. It's not important. I have a good relationship with my brother, the lead. Been knowing him since 2021. I asked him, if he mind if I put a certain facial expression on the thumbnail. And he was real cool about it. And he said, yeah, it's all good. And he told me in so many words that he would not waste his time responding to the situation after Corey Holcomb said this.
This mother telling people, so I called Corey's lawyer and I told Corey's lawyer that Corey said I could talk to you. I'm like, man, what is wrong with this man? Why is this man lying?
Now, this is Corey Holcomb saying that the lead attorney is lying about getting access to his attorney who Corey Holcomb retained after the TMZ thing went live about 2 weeks ago. Now, again, remember, I asked the lead attorney, do you or will you be responding to it? At this time, he said no. Okay. Now, this is how classy the lead attorney is. He's just not going to get involved or any of that. And he was going to stay silent. This was a last week's show. But the show that happened on Tuesday night was Media War against 5150 Nation. And instead of Corey Holcomb leaving it alone with the lead attorney, he didn't. He kind of came at lead attorney again with this.
It is my opinion. The reason he didn't say anything back because I didn't lie on him. I did not give him permission to talk to my attorney about nothing. And he said I did. And I believe he saw that and knows that to be true, which is why he isn't going all out his way to act like Corey Holcomb is not the man that he say he is.
No, the one thing that is true between Corey Holcomb and the lead attorney is that Corey Holcomb is right. The lead attorney chose not to respond.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Father of tuning in, guys. Share the stream, share the stream. Let's get into it. So there's been a lot of consternation, guys, here lately in YouTube. There's been a lot of consternation. And I want to take the time to say that I made a mistake. I got notations from people. And let me tell you some of you guys something. When you come on my page, I don't have a problem with being wrong. But you better come correct when you talk to me, because when you come on my page running your mouth, bumping your gums, being disrespectful, I'm going to either block you or you're going to get this work. You're not going to come on my page disrespecting me. Don't call me bra or making terse comments, because some of you that run your mouths, you don't have the courage to show your face, and neither do you have the talent to make the content or the time or the discipline to do it. So please don't come on my channel, on my page, running your mouth, because we all make mistakes. Let me tell you guys something. I made a mistake because I assumed that when the leader, when Corey Holcomb was talking, he said fruit booty buttons. I thought he was talking about the lead attorney. But he wasn't talking about the lead attorney. He was talking about Joe Budden. And somebody, one of my friends actually told me I was wrong. He said, no, he was talking about that person. So I take ownership for that. I was wrong. And so if you look at the title of the thumbnail is I apologize. One of the things men got to do is that they got to lay aside their egos when they come down to conversations. And if the lead attorney is listening, there was no malice or forethought, brother. There was no malice or forethought. I thought he was talking about you, but he called you Lee in a law. I thought he was talking about both. So, if you're listening, there was no malice or forethought. I take ownership for that, and I apologize because I was wrong. And I don't mind saying I'm wrong, because I think it takes a masculine man to say that he's wrong for whatever he did. And so, one of the things, let me tell you guys about lead attorney. Lead attorney has always been a kind man, always showed me grace, love, and respect. Always had been a blessing, supported me on my channel, gave me some boosts. You know, came on this channel, got some subs. But as you guys know anything about YouTube, subs mean nothing if you don't do the work. That's number one. And then if their content don't resonate with your content. And so, you can have ghost subs, you can have a lot of subs, but it means nothing if they're not active community members. And so to those that have been supporting me over the years, I want to thank you guys immensely. But let me tell you guys something about myself a little bit. My background is very diverse. Prior to getting my master's degree from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, I did work in law enforcement. And so in the criminal world, you're going to ask yourself the question, what is the intent? So I can look at this thing from a criminal justice perspective, but also I can look at it from a therapeutic perspective. What was the intent? So when I, do show, there's no malice. And like I told you guys, it's levels to this YouTube thing. Ideally, you don't want to do a show about definitely people you're real close to. And so that's the first layer. The second layer would be people that you know, and you've acquainted yourself with those people. And so, you still might do the commentary, but you'll do it loosely. You'll be sort of careful. But then there are people that on the third level, you really don't know them. You know of them, and you still just do the show. But you're trying to be ethical when you do the show. And the modus operandi is, what was the intent of the Kosher Clinician? The intent was nothing. I had no intentions. It was just to do content. And some of these people that come on these YouTube channels, guys, like I said, they want to always give their feedback. Most of them, you look at their channel, they say, oh, well, why don't you create your own content? Well, idiot. When it comes down to content, reflecting on somebody else's content or creating raw organic content is really no difference. The news reporters don't create their own content. News reporters get their content from the news. They get it from breaking news. And that's how YouTubers are. We want to get the fastest, hottest, latest breaking news. And we try to do it with integrity. We try to do it with veracity. We try to do it with conviction. We try to do it with some level of ethics. So some of you goofballs to say, you know, create your own content. Why don't you create your own content? Because when I saw some of your pages are trash. You ain't made content in years, and you got the audacity to tell me about creating original content, which it is original content. My content, the things I talk about is me, and also if I use somebody else's content, that's YouTube. You got reaction channels, you got social commentary where you're talking, but you're still using people content, and you got vlogs. But most people either do reactions, social commentary is second, then vlogging is last. So like I said, you got a lot of armchair quarterbacks that haven't been in the YouTube business. They lack the talent or the discipline or the intestinal fortitude to do it, but they always got something negative to say. So once again, I don't mind objective criticism if you're fair and respectful, but if you come on my page running your mouth, you're gonna get this work. I'm gonna publicly eviscerate you, and then I'm gonna send you to the ethers field. So once again, when it comes down to me, what is the intent? And one will ask the question, what was Corey Holcomb's intent when he came against the lead attorney? And let me tell you guys something else. Shout out to Darlene Ortiz. I'm going to show you guys a video clip. I did a show, did a video. And let me tell you guys, look, I'm at the point where I'm going to start doing some different things with this content because this message is too draining, too damn time. It's just too time consuming, man. I work as a therapist, and I'm going to do some different stuff. I'm going to probably do more reactions, man, because it's just too time consuming, man. Editing this stuff, putting this stuff together, even doing these streams, it's a lot of work. And if you guys like what I'm doing, donate to the show, support the channel. If you like what I'm doing. If you don't have any money, please share the stream. Share it with like-minded brothers and sisters that like what I'm saying. But in the legal concept, there's a term called prima facie. And prima facie simply means this. Prima facie means the person is innocent until proven guilty. And the irony to this is that years ago, I jokingly told the lead attorney, he was laughing, and I didn't copy his stuff. I didn't copy it. I did see a thumbnail that I mimic through creativity, but I didn't steal his thumbnail and take it off the wall and post it on my channel. I didn't do that. But a lot of times YouTubers do one or two things. They either outright steal your content, or they try to mimic your content, or they never give you credit for what you say. And so a lot of bigger channels do what I call a feeder system. They'll watch your content in the shallows. They won't say anything because they either see that you got potential, or they don't want you to know you got potential, or they don't say anything, but they'll watch it in the shallows. They won't say anything. They won't even support it because they know you got potential. And they'll take your talking points or take some pieces of your talking points and flip it and replicate it and say, it's their original work. And that's, people say that imitation is flattery. No, it's not. Imitation is flattery when you get people that do props and that do diligence. That's when imitation is flattery. I don't believe no imitation is flattery when you stealing people's talking points and you don't give them credit because you're a bigger channel, and so you're gonna hog up the attention and not say anything. I don't think that's kosher. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. You guys heard it from me, and that's what a lot of bigger channels do. And I firmly believe that Darlene Ortiz saw my channel because it got a lot of impressions. I think she did see the show, and she probably, when she said misplaced anger, she probably took that and ran with it. And it's not a denigration to Darlene. Shout out to her if she's listening. She seems like she's a very nice lady. But my logic is you can at least say, I did see this content created in the Kosher Clinician because that helps me in the algorithm. And they could have said something, But once again, folks don't do it, man. They don't do it. They don't do it. And, they act like, it's something that they came up with. So y'all tell me what you think. I did a show about 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 days ago. And then I remember seeing Darlene's show when she was talking about misplaced anger. And so I don't think it's coincidence that I was talking about displaced aggression, which is misplaced anger. And she did a parrot when she was talking about Corey Holcomb. And I'll show you guys that in a few minutes, and then we'll get into the show. But do me a favor, guys, hit this like button and donate to the channel. Because I am going to start doing different things. My new channel branding is Keeping It Raw with Kosher, where truth is stranger than fiction. and delusion is at an all-time high. I want to make my channel broader where I can still talk about men issues, but I'm not going to limit myself just to men issues. I'm just not doing that because it's a waste of time, man. It don't mean I don't want to help brothers, but sadly, it's the same guys that show love and show support. And it is what it is. I'm not mad. It is what it is. You either evolve or you can sit back and complain. And I ain't gonna complain no more. I'm just gonna evolve. And to those that have been supportive of me over the years, I'm forever grateful. But it's time for me to evolve. Evolving don't mean I won't talk about men issues, but I'm not gonna waste hours or hours in editing for low output, low support, and the same people showing love and support, like the Gregory Scotlands, the Sir St. James Palmers, and whoever donates. And this is not to make nobody feel bad. I know times is tough. It is what it is. I'm not even mad at it. I got to look at YouTube as a business now. And when I first started YouTube, I didn't see it as a business. I did, but I didn't. But I'm now seeing it as a business. If you're going to put in the kind of time that I put into YouTube, you can't be doing 2 and 3 hours and 4 hours of editing for low output and low support. It's just a waste of time. So to y'all that have donated and been supportive, I'm forever grateful. Thank you guys. You guys have been phenomenal over the years. But it's time for me to start looking at other ventures, as I've been talking about this for years. But anyway, let's get into it, guys. Should masculine men use ethics when it comes down to YouTube? And I will argue that the answer is true. You strive to use ethics in YouTube, but then, as I was saying earlier about the legal term, the term prima facie, in the legal sense, means innocent until proven guilty. And it appears that lead attorney was deemed to be guilty before he could tell his story. And at that point, the lead attorney had to come out and defend his character. And so I would say kudos to the lead attorney, if you're listening and watching, for being a man of integrity and standing on business. But, I don't mind standing on business, but I got a fiery personality, man. And as you guys know, I ain't gonna tap into nobody. I respect all men, but I bow to none. I don't care if you're a millionaire, trillionaire, or whatever. I can be a peasant living under the bridge, but I never deem another man greater than me. That's how my brain works. And so once again, we're gonna get into it, guys, and we're gonna look at this video, and I'm gonna show you some guys later in the show about the correlation between me and Darlene, and then we're gonna get into what Lead said and his rebuttal and this reaction towards Corey Holcomb. So once again, guys, thank y'all for tapping in. Shout out, salute to Eric Von Rich, and shout out to XL Pro. Shout out to that brother. All right. So let's get into this, guys. Hold tight. Hold on.
Ethics in dealing with conflict. Did Corey Holcomb read the lead attorney wrong? Was this the right approach by Corey Holcomb? And does it show and exemplify masculinity? Was this the right approach by the lead attorney? Stay tuned as the Kosher Clinician
shout out to my man
take a
Tim Howard
focused
in the house.
spin
Shout out to Tim Howard.
and apologize himself. Watch until the end.
And let me say, I have been on YouTube for about 5 years, and I don't think I have ever done this. I have never gone back and showed receipts. I have never showed DMs because I haven't needed to.
Last week on the Corey Holcomb show, there were some people getting at work. Joe Button, me, and the lead attorney. The lead attorney really got...
So let me give you guys my interpretation of why Corey Holcomb has been so erratic and angry. And I want to show respect to Corey Holcomb because I don't know him. But I think in Corey's mind, he understands that people want to do content. But when people incessantly talk about him, in his mind, it's betrayal of friendship. And so in his mind, that's how he perceived it. Now, like the attorney said, is Corey Holcomb a liar? Or does Corey Holcomb have a bad lawyer representing him? Because Lee's going to provide evidence that Corey Holcomb did give him permission to do what he's doing. And I want you guys to tell me your perspective. Because this happens all the time, guys.
Disrespected in a major way. Because Corey Holcomb said this.
Lead in a ass law. is part of the crew to come at it. Yeah. Y'all was with me the whole time we saw him. Did we do anything to that man?
No.
I thought we showed him love.
Right. Yeah.
Man, this motherfucker lying like a motherfucker on the internet.
Damn.
Right after this, I emailed the lead attorney. I'm not going to show you the email. It's not important. I have a good relationship with my brother, the lead. Been knowing him since 2021. Asked him, if he mind if I put a certain facial expression on the thumbnail. And he was real cool about it. And he said, yeah, it's all good. And he told me in so many words that he would not waste his time responding to the situation. After...
Let me tell you something, guys. When you feel like you're being attacked in YouTube, even people that use a certain level of internet decorum, they're going to strike out and they're going to say what they need to say. And that's what people don't understand. People think they can say what they want to say and you're supposed to sit back and take it. And listen, it's a time for all things. There's times when you should speak out. There are times when you shouldn't speak out. That's just the nature of the business. But it's obvious based on what happened that Lee more or less came to a boiling point. He felt disrespected. And he felt like he had to defend himself. And you can't tell a man how to respond to disrespect. And at this point, he defended himself with veracity. And so this is what happens when YouTube is not done with ethics. And after this, guys, I'm going to show y'all the video that I did with about last week where I did make a mistake. And I said that Fruit Booty Buttons was lead attorney, but it wasn't lead attorney. He was talking about Joe Button. And so I was wrong. And I take ownership for that. And the reason why on the thumbnail it says I'm wrong is that because healthy masculinity can self-reflect and take ownership and say I'm wrong instead of always being the victim. I call it the victim martyr complex.
Corey Holcomb said this.
This mother telling people, so I called Corey's lawyer and I told Corey's lawyer that Corey said I could talk to you. I'm like, man, what is wrong with this man? Why is this man lying?
Now, this is Corey Holcomb saying that the lead attorney is lying about getting access to his attorney who Corey Holcomb retained after the TMZ thing went live about 2 weeks ago. Now, again, remember, I asked the lead attorney, do you or will you be responding to it? At this time, he said no. Okay. Now, this is how classy the lead attorney is. He's just not going to get involved or any of that.
But everybody has a boiling point. People that test your limits, people that get slick with their mouths. And then when you give them this work, they play the victim. When you can play the victim, you disrespect me, you're going to get this work. You're not going to get saucy with your mouth for this thing. I'm going to sit back and be a little quiet puppet and not say that. No, that ain't going to work. You respect me, I'm going to respect you.
He was going to stay silent. This was a last week's show. But the show that happened on Tuesday night was Media War against 5150 Nation. And instead of Corey Holcomb leaving it alone with the lead attorney, he didn't. He kind of came at lead attorney again with this.
It is my opinion. The reason he...
And see, this is where maybe Corey should have left it alone. And just like Anton should have left it alone a while ago and stopped escalating in conflict. You don't want to continue to escalate conflict. The conflict he had with, that's a lot of wars to fight, Corey, the lead attorney, which I feel like wasn't attacking you. I think the lead attorney respect you, but the lead attorney is a content creator. He's a YouTube creator like myself, and we're going to do news reporting. Once again, for the goofballs who don't understand how content works, no fool just going to make content from their own dialogue. That's why it's called content. It's using other people's content like the news, unless you're doing vlogging to create news, more news from an analytical perspective. But once again, guys, those that don't do the work won't show the face. Normally they got the most to say. Then when you go look at their channel, they got other folks' content on their channel. How hypocritical and how ignorant. or like the old folks say, ignorant.
He didn't say anything back because I didn't lie on him. I did not give him permission to talk to my attorney about nothing. And he said I did. And I believe he saw that and knows that to be true,
Very
which is
true.
why he isn't going all out his way to act like Corey Holcomb is not the man that he say he is.
No, the one thing that is true between Corey Holcomb and the lead attorney is that Corey Holcomb is right. The lead attorney chose not to respond.
All right, hold tight, guys. All right, so I'm gonna remove this, guys, and then I'm gonna get into the show with the rebuttal with lead attorney. But before I do this, guys, I'm gonna show y'all how YouTube works. It took me a lot of time creating this video. This is what I need you guys to do. I need y'all to do this for me at some point. To the 19 that are watching, I want you guys to go look at this video in your free time. Tell me what you think about it. It took a lot of hours to put this thing together. But moving forward, I'm going to stop doing that. It's a waste of time, man. I'm not putting all this energy and work. I'm just not putting all this energy and work in no videos no more. I'm just not going to. I'm tired of it. It's too much work. If I'm going to do content, I'm going to make it to the point and quick. But I'm not going to do all this fancy editing without an editor. I'm not doing it. It's a waste of my time, man. But hold tight.
Your daughter how much you love her with this beautiful gift. It says,
Vote.
All right, so this is the video, guys.
Worried about blood pressure? I've got something for you. I'm Nathan, co-founder
Hold
of
on for a minute,
Juvenon.
guys. All right, so this is the video last week that I did on my channel. And y'all tell me, is this by coincidence? And once again, this is not an indictment to Darlene. I like Darlene. She's a sweet soul. She's a sweet spirit. If she's watching, just shout her brother out. That's all. But y'all tell me if this by happenstance, because that video that I did got about over 2.2 thousand views, a lot of impressions in the algorithm. And y'all tell me was just by happenstance. Was Darlene Ortiz looking at the Kosher Clinician? Me think so. Watch this.
They stole it from us. Sneaky little hobbitses.
Even Smiggle knows that Darlene was looking at the show. And Smiggle said, they stole it from us. That's what Smiggle said. But hold on.
Quincy first.
So I did a show about 2 days before I saw the show by Darlene Ortiz pop up on the internet. And based on the evidence, I think that Darlene saw my show, and that's a good thing. I am a licensed clinical therapist from the great state of the Union, the Tar Heel state. And basically what Darlene was talking about was something called misplaced anger, but it's really this. Now you guys see this word, misplaced anger. Now listen to what I'm saying, because this is how YouTube operate, guys. I don't think Darlene did nothing. I'm not saying she did nothing wrong. She probably saw it, and said, wow, I can use this as a paradigm point without saying, shout out to the Kosher Clinician. But let me tell you how, once again, even though her channel is not as big as mine, it's growing. But a lot of bigger channels get ideas from other smaller channels and they flip it, or they'll use the same term but they won't say nothing about it. Like the word hoflation. I never heard the word hoflation before. Now, could it have been in the internet before I said it? Yes, but they'll take your talking points and they won't give you credit. But they'll watch you in the shallows. They think because they're bigger than you, they're better. And so, but the thing about YouTube, it's not necessarily about being better. It's about when YouTube look at your content, they want to package your content to a specific audience. And sometimes with my content in the past being so diversified, so many niches, people are watching it, but they really can't just keep it in one lane. So it's like my content is in multiple lanes, and it's hurting the click-through rate. The retention rate or the average view duration of the channel. And so now that's why my channel now, even though I'm talking about 7 principles, but it's still under the Kosher umbrella, but it's about keeping it raw with Kosher, which can include men issues, but other topics too, where truth is stranger than fiction and delusion is at an all-time high. You want to be more generalized. You can be specific, but then at the same time, you don't want to have too many niches. But watch this. And guys, donate to the channel, please. Or if you don't have any money, share the stream. Placed aggression. Watch these clips and tell me what you think. 2 days before Darlene did her remember I did a 2 day show, and this is a compliment. And Darlene, if you did see my show, thank you for tapping in. And I hope, you know, my context on displaced aggression added nuance to your Corey situation.
Valentine's Day is here and you still don't have a gift. Give your loved ones something they'll never.
So let's talk about something called misplaced or displaced anger. This.
Now we're gonna get into the lead attorney situation in a minute. We're gonna talk about ethics in YouTube. This is part of it, but I want you guys to go look at this show. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Go look at it at some point. Watch it till the end. Don't put it on mute. Look at it. I think you're gonna like it, and tell me what you guys think and respond in the comments.
This is when someone is genuinely angry or hurt about something or someone, but instead of directing that anger at the real source, they unconsciously aim it somewhere safer, easier, or less risky. For example, right? Someone might feel powerless, rejected, or disrespected by a boss or coworker, a partner, children, or even life itself. But they don't feel safe expressing that anger there, so it leaks out all over the place toward loved ones, strangers, or even themselves. The anger is real, the pain is real, but the direction is off. Understanding.
So the irony to this is that I did my show 2 days before Darlene did hers. Now this is the show, guys, all the way to the left. As you see, guys, I said 4 days ago at the time when I did my show, and then Darlene did her shows a couple of days later. If you guys think it's not a coincidence, I want you to hit 1. But if you think it is a coincidence, or I want you to hit 2. I did mine on Friday, I believe, and I think Darlene did hers a couple of days after. It was 3 or 4 days after I did my show. And the irony to this is that Darlene just called it misplaced anger, but I called it displaced aggression. And listen, once again, it's a compliment. Many bigger YouTube channels actually watch smaller channels. Many times they don't give credit. But I'm almost 100% certain that she saw my show, because the show that I did actually got a lot of impressions. And I'll show it to you guys in a minute.
You're hurt or scared. Getting angry about small things when something big is unresolved elsewhere. Or criticizing others for traits that actually mirror our own pain or insecurity. We're all carrying more than people realize, and most of us are doing the best we can with what we were taught or not taught, right? A little awareness goes a long way, so be gentle with yourself and mindful with others. When someone is consistently dissatisfied about things like cleanliness, routines, or not getting their way, the issue usually isn't the surface complaint. What's often underneath is a need for control when they feel powerless somewhere else, chronic frustration, resentment, or entitlement, anxiety that shows up as rigidity, emotional immaturity or poor coping skills, a belief that their discomfort is other people's responsibility.
So the question was, I saw this run across my feed. Someone was doing a live stream yesterday. I'm talking about this whole Corey Holcomb fiasco. Now, guys, this is my response prior to Darlene doing her show. Now, once again, ask yourself the question, is this just a coincidence or it's not a coincidence? Listen, I want you guys to listen. And this proves my point a lot of time about YouTube ethics. And it's about competition, man. It's fierce competition. I don't know how people competing against me. I mean, I ain't making the money some of these big cats making. Some of these content creators are making big money. And I want to be there at some point, but I'm not quitting my job as a therapist until I get to a certain threshold, because I enjoy what I do. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Hold tight. And one could argue that Corey is going through an existentialist threat, but also Corey is going through. And a lot of times, guys, they will even take your talking points. But they won't say shout out to the Kosher Clinician for using that talking point, because it's a level of arrogance. Let me tell you what I learned about YouTube, guys. And I'm not saying all guys are like that. Some bigger content creators they're cool, they'll work with you, they'll look out for you, they got big hearts, they'll roll with you. One of the coolest brothers I know, guys, and I want you guys to go support this channel, is Roland the Traveler. One of the coolest guys, genuine, good brother. He's giving me some game on things. I got nothing but love for Roland. He's a real one. When I say a real one, he's a real one. My man, Peaceful Life, another real one. Him and I chop it up all the time. And other content creators, I have more or less, an acquaintance, perspective. Not, we're not close like that, but I'm cool and cordial with them. But Roland and Lee, Roland and my man, A Peaceful Life, good brothers, man. And I've been in acquaintance with some content creators, bigger names like Anton. Anton's been cool. I got nothing but love for Anton. I thought Anton a couple of weeks ago or months ago was doing some foolish stuff, but I do love Anton. And I would take Anton to his face. In respect, as respectful as a man. I'll tell any man to their face, out of respect. I'm not gonna disrespect nobody, because I'm not gonna be no tap dancing Negro. I'm not doing that. I'm too old to be tap dancing and talking about being in cliques. That's high school stuff. I'm a grown man. I do what I want to do. I say what I want to say when I want to say it. And I'm not gonna disrespect nobody, but I don't care about folks' money and power. That means nothing to me. You want to form alliances with men, but how much of alliance do you want to form? Trying to denigrate yourself. I'm not doing that. Because see, let me tell you guys something about me. Unlike a lot of folks on YouTube that are fakes, the lead attorney is a real lawyer. I'm a real therapist, and I didn't go to Chicken George State University. I went to an elite school. And I'm gonna figure this thing out at some point. But I'm gonna cut back on doing all this elaborate editing. I just think this is too much work, man. It's too much work, it's too draining. If you're not a content creator, you won't understand it. It's easy to criticize content creators until you do the work. It's a lot of work. And when you do hours of editing and don't get no support, or you do hours of editing, do hours of work, that's a waste of time. Time, as you get older, is your most precious commodity. Because you can make a lot of money, but you can't get time back. At the end of the day, all this money you got ain't gonna mean nothing. When you stand before God, you can have $1 trillion in the bank, but if your soul ain't right, you're gonna bust hell wide open. So I'm not concerned necessarily about, I want to make money, I want to be successful, but how much do I compromise my health for the sake of chasing a dollar? What it profit a man to gain this whole world and lose his soul and profit nothing. So, but once again, y'all tell me what y'all think. My existentialist crisis and what's happening, guys, is displaced aggression. When you do these YouTube shows and these YouTube conversations, guys, it can be very, how can I say it, somewhat deleterious to some degree, because there should be rules, codes, and also some level of ethics when it comes down to doing content. The question of this conversation would be, how did we get to this point? How did we get to this point where Darlene did an excellent, and I'll say excellent, expose from what I believe she saw from my YouTube channel. And I talked about something called an existentialist threat. That's what Corey Holcomb was going through. So we're going to look at how do we get here, and then we will finish that by parenting what I was talking about, the existentialist threat that led to an existentialist crisis.
I haven't been working a lot of my gigs.
So guys, this is how we got to this point with all this, where folks are, in their feelings and being disrespectful. And so, true to form, I'm going to react to the lead attorney's video. I'm going to react to his video. And in a minute, I'm going to react to his video about Corey Holcomb, because he felt compelled at some point to come out and to defend himself. And, rightfully so. He got the right to defend himself. And if I can find it, hold tight. Let me see. All right, did he take it down? Hold on. All right, so I'm going to find, if I can find the video. He did a video of Corey recently. All right, maybe he did take it down. I don't know. Let me see. It's leader attorney clips. Okay, this is it. Here we go. All right, so shout out to the lead attorney, and I'm going to react to his video. And guys, I'm just showing you. Shout out to my man, the Tip Network, man. Shout out to him. That's my brother. Shout out to Brother Tip. And that's another one that I got nothing but love for. Brother Tip Network. Got nothing but love for that brother. He's a real one. He's a G2. Got nothing but love for him. If y'all can hear me, someone said my volume is mad low. If y'all can hear me, let me know. Shout out to my brother Tip. No, Tip in the network. Guys, go support the Tip Network. If you need a consultation, check out Brother Tip. If you want to be a YouTuber, Tip got all the answers. He got all the answers. He's going to get you in the right place because Tip making some serious paper. I just ain't got the time to do all that fancy editing, man. I just don't. I mean, the video that I made, man, is burning me out, man. So let me show you guys some. Shout out to Brother Tip, guys. Go support his channel. And if you need a consult, go get in contact with Brother Tip. But I'm going to show you guys something. Because there should be ethics in YouTube once again. There should be ethics in YouTube. And once again, I do believe that Darlene Ortiz saw my channel. Shout out to her. No malice towards her. She's a beautiful woman. But, she doesn't give me no credit for it. But it is what it is. All right. So let me show you guys some. Hold tight.
You see this briefcase right here? Looks ordinary, right? But I'm about to show you something that could.
Oh my goodness, I forgot to.
They're clean and crisp. They have excellent
All right, so
balance,
this is
string to string.
Nothing. And he said I did.
This is Corey Holcomb saying that the lead attorney lied. And like I said, guys, I made a mistake last week when we was talking about the Joe Budden fiasco. I thought when, Corey Holcomb was saying that somebody was a woman beater and he helped delete babies, he was talking about Lee. And so I thought he was talking about Lee, but once again, he wasn't talking about Lee. And I publicly apologize because there was no malice or forethought, as I said earlier. It was, I didn't get all the information. I got it wrong. And so I publicly apologize to the lead attorney if he's listening. But let's get into it.
You know what I'm saying? If I said it, it's the truth. I got to make an example out of this.
Because he got a right to defend himself. And a lot of times, guys, in YouTube politics, people think they can just talk greasy. And like I said, I like Corey Holcomb. I like all the content creators. Corey Holcomb, I like lead attorney's content. Oshay, I like his content. I like all of them. I respect them both. I respect all. I even like Anton's content. And I really love Tip Network content. I mean, Tip is the maestro when it comes down to Ed and him and the other brother. I can't think of his name. I can't think of the other guy's name. But they do some fancy editing. But I just think I'm getting better with it, but I just ain't got the energy to all that stuff, man. It's draining, man. I got to find other ways. I mean, I might do one of those fancy long form videos at some point, off and on, but taking 4 hours and 3 hours just to edit a video, that's just too much time, man. Especially if you're not going to get the kind of output that you want. But once again, let's listen to what Corey Holcomb is saying.
All right, guys. So Corey Holcomb is about to make an example out of me.
I said something against this guy.
And once again, guys, the legal term, as I told you guys earlier, there was a time that I saw a video from Lee, and it was, I think my video was a little more, my thumbnail, Lee saw mine, I think Lee said, okay, this Negro trying to get intellectual on his thumbnail, and I put prima facie up there. And that's why I got prima facie on Lee's thumbnail, because prima facie means guilty until proven innocent.
Came up to our show. His name, I'm going to take the chance and say his name. His name was the lead attorney. I said something about him because I saw him say, oh, Corey said it's okay for me to talk to his lawyer. Now, ever since I said what I said about the lead attorney, I haven't seen him say anything back. And it is my opinion. The reason he didn't say anything back because I didn't lie on him. I did not give him permission.
And you can tell by lead attorney's body language that he's highly incensed. He's highly incensed about the situation, and he was quiet on it. And guys, that's why I said there should be ethics in YouTube. Now, once again, like the lead attorney said, was Corey Holcomb lying? Or was his lawyer lying to the lead attorney? I'll let you guys make your own determination. And then we'll get back to the Darlene Ortiz situation in a minute.
To talk to my attorney about nothing, and he said I did, and I believe he saw that and knows that to be true, which is why he isn't going all out his way to act like Corey Holcomb is not the man that he say he is.
All right, so Corey Holcomb is saying that he didn't give me permission to talk to his attorney. I said, guys, on my last stream that I was supposed to have an interview with his attorney. His attorney cleared it, and then his attorney backed out. Now Corey is saying, no, that's all a lie. He's saying that he never gave me permission to talk to that man, and Corey has been extremely disrespectful towards me. And because I have not responded to the disrespect, Corey takes that as an admission that he's right and I'm wrong.
I did not give him permission to talk to my attorney about nothing, and he said I did, and I believe he saw that and knows that to be true, which is why he isn't going all out his way to act like Corey Holcomb is not the man that he say he is. That's what I believe. I believe he has some type of moral strand inside of him that knows I wasn't lying on him. I didn't give nobody permission to do nothing.
All right, Corey, there are two competing ways.
So let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Corey was lying? Do you think Corey Holcomb was lying? Or do you think Corey Holcomb, lawyer, told a lie? What do you guys think? Was Corey lying or was his lawyer lying? And guys, do me a favor, at your earliest, go watch this channel, this show that I did yesterday. Push it in the algorithm and click on it, guys, and hit the like button when you do it at some point.
To look at this situation. The first way to look at it is that you are just a liar. You are lying. You lied about me in the past and you are continuing to lie about me. Now, this is apart from all the disrespect and all the jokes. I'm talking about straight lying. That's the first way to look at this. Now, the second way to look at it is that you are not lying and that you have chosen a bootleg attorney to represent you. Now, how do I know that these are the only two ways to look at this situation? Well, I'm about to explain it to you right now. But I do want to say one thing first. You were saying that you were so disrespectful to me and I didn't respond. And you're saying, well, since I didn't respond, that shows that I knew that you were the man that you claimed to be. Now, Corey, you are making a mistake on this. I didn't respond, but for a very different reason. I didn't respond to you, Corey. I didn't respond to your disrespect because I didn't want to embarrass you. On one of your last shows, you brought up this attorney that you had retained, this gentleman named Derek. Now, this is an attorney that you chose, that you selected, that you put your trust in to represent you in whatever claims that you may have. The attorney on your show said that he's been practicing for 14 or 15 years, and that's good. I can tell you that I've been an attorney for close to 25 years, and I am intimately aware of the relationship and the responsibilities that we have as attorneys towards our clients. You keep disrespecting me, and you keep saying that I'm lying about you giving me permission to talk to your attorney. So we're going to see who's lying right now. For background, Corey, if I represent you as an attorney, I have ethical obligations towards you. If someone wants to interview me about you or your case, I can't just say yes willy-nilly without letting you know. In fact, I have to do a lot more than letting you know. I have to ask for your permission.
So the lead attorney is correct. This same methodology is no different than being the clinical therapist. I have a couple of I got one famous client, but before I could disseminate any information to third-party people, there's a concept called informed consent. It is a violation of HIPAA law to disseminate information to a third-party provider without the consent of the client. The only time that information can be disseminated is if the client is a risk to himself or risk to others. We have an obligation. Also, the only time that information is that conversation is breached if the client is a threat to himself and others, and it's called a duty to warn. It came from a lawsuit back in the 70s called Terrasoft versus Regent, and so we have a moral responsibility to say so. So hold tight.
permission. And not only do I have to ask for your permission, but I have to explain to you the pros and the cons, and I have to make sure that you understand them. And then you have to give me informed consent. You have to consent that I give the interview to whoever wants to interview me. That's what we good attorneys do in fulfilling our obligations to our clients. You have to clear that interview, Corey. So you're upset with me because I said on a live stream that you had given me permission to talk to your attorney, that you had cleared that interview. So we're going to see right now whether you cleared it or not. And let me say, I have been on YouTube.
And you're right, T. Kings. Maybe he didn't know he was in collaboration. You know, maybe the lawyer was lying. And, or, you know, maybe the lawyer was lying and he thought, you know, it was okay. But somebody lying. It was either Corey or the lawyer, but somebody's lying.
YouTube for what, about 5 years, and I don't think I have ever done this. I have never gone back and showed receipts. I have never showed DMs because I haven't needed to. I'm not like some of these other YouTubers out here who just talk to talk. I take this very seriously. I take my reputation very seriously. And if you're up on your show calling me a liar, well, we're going to get to the bottom of it. Let me show you something right quick, Corey. Do you know who this gentleman is right here, Corey? This is your attorney. After your live stream, where
so this is the attorney Derek Dale that the lead attorney got in contact with. So you guys form your own opinion. Some people operate in YouTube ethics, some don't. But you form your own opinion.
You and him talked about the Christina Payne situation. I hit him up. I said, hey, can you come on my channel? Can I interview you? Because I'll be honest with you, Corey, between me and you, I think you're getting a raw deal out of this Christina Payne situation. Should you have mushed her? No. Should she have touched you or whatever she did to you, hit you? No. Everybody should keep their hands to themselves. But people trying to paint you out to be a woman beater for the Christina Payne situation alone, to me, is a stretch. So I hit up your attorney. Your attorney gets back to me. What does he say? Let's look down here. He says, good day, counselor, and great hearing from you. Let me check with Corey and I will follow up with you. See, this is exactly what I was talking about. Good attorneys have to check with the clients. Your attorney can't just agree to be on my show without talking to you to appear on my show. He has to clear it with you. Also, let me say that your attorney can't clear this interview with Craig. He can't clear it with Darlene. Both of them are integral parts to your show. They're very important people, but your attorney represents you and you alone. So the only person that can give him permission to talk to me is you. So we said,
well, if Corey was lying, then he should be fired. The lawyer should be fired. If Derek Dale, whatever his name is, was lying, he should be fired because that causes conflict. And it seemed like on the back end, Corey was trying to give Lee credit. But I hope this thing dies off, man. It's this internet war is crazy, man. From Anton to Corey, and then from, you know, Oshay to Corey, which, you know, I don't really understand why he's attacking Oshay, but I get it just in part. I guess he feel like they need to keep doing videos. It's overkill. And Oshay is like Count Dracula. If he get a video, he can do about 50 videos on a topic. But he's a smart man. That's how you make your money. It's about content. It's about revenue. That, you know, people don't understand. YouTube is a business. That's how you make your money, man.
says right here, he says, let me check with Corey and I will follow up with you. Well, Corey, what do you think he responds? What do you think he says to me? Let's scroll down and take a look. He says he's going to check with you. And then a day later, he says, I am cleared to speak with you. That means he checked with you, checked with Corey, and now he's cleared to speak with me. So now, Corey, who is the liar? It's either you or it's either your attorney. This is why I didn't say anything, because I didn't want to embarrass you. I didn't want to have to go and show DMs. Your attorney right here in black and white is saying that you gave me permission to talk to him. He can be on my show. I can interview him. And you were the only person that can give him that permission. This is what it says in black and white.
And this thing got very spastic, guys. Very spastic. Because Corey not only has been beefing with the lead attorney and called him Lee in the Ninja A Law, and Joe Budden, we're going to talk about him in a few minutes. But like I told you guys, I think it's displaced aggression. I think Darlene took that talking point and ran with it. I'm gonna get back to her in a minute. And that's how it operates, guys. Some people got ethics in YouTube, some don't have ethics. Some people sell their soul for money. They won't take nothing of it. They throw you under the bus for money.
Right, but what are you going on your show and saying?
I did not give him permission to talk to my attorney about nothing, and he said I did. And I believe he saw that and knows that to be true, which is why he isn't going all out his way to act like Corey Holcomb is not the man that he say he is. That's what I believe. I believe he has.
So basically, it appears here that Corey was giving the lead attorney respect and saying Lee was doing some nefarious stuff, and that's why he was quiet. But Lee at this point said, I got to come out, because that's not the case. Once again, guys, a lot of times people leave conflict on the table. Leaving conflict on the table can lead to displaced aggression. Darlene called it misplaced anger. And like I said, I believe she definitely got it from my show 2 days prior. And some people just don't know how to resolve conflict. And it tends to escalate.
Some type of moral strand inside of him that knows I wasn't lying on him. I didn't give nobody permission to do nothing.
You didn't give nobody permission to do nothing? Is that what you just said? Here, the attorney that you chose, the attorney that you brought on your show, the attorney that you were praising, the attorney that you were glazing is saying something completely different. Your attorney is saying that he checked with you, Corey, and that he's clear to speak with me. And let me tell you, Corey, it doesn't stop there. Once he said that you had given him permission to speak with me, then we started organizing a date and time. If we scroll down here, you can see that he says, your attorney, that the earliest time that we can record or prepare to record would be Friday. That Friday, anytime after 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and anytime this weekend with evenings preferred. Oh yeah, we were getting a date and time, Corey, for an interview that supposedly you never gave permission for. An interview that you were saying that I was lying about, and an interview that caused you to be very disrespectful towards me. And guess what, Corey? It goes even further. Here, he gives me his law firm email address, and he gives me his cell phone number. Now, I, of course, have redacted it all out, but he gives me every way to communicate him to coordinate this interview. After he gives me his law firm address, Corey, I hit him up. I email him. What do I say? Let's check it out. This is the email that I sent to your attorney, Corey, and you will see that
and you see that what the lead attorney is saying is true to the point, you know. So he said, hey, Derek, I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to follow up and thank you for being willing to be interviewed. As mentioned in my Instagram message, please let me know what time on Friday, either in the evening or later at night, works best for you, and I will make sure to accommodate. If there are any public court filings, particularly relating to restraining orders that you are able to share, I would appreciate it. Having the opportunity to review anything that's already of public record would help me speak more intelligently and accurately on the situation. For convenience, I will be sending this form on my email so you'll have my contact information in case there's anything you would like to forward along. Thanks again, Derek. I appreciate you taking the time, and I look forward to speaking with you. So the lead attorney is definitely not lying. But however, either Derek lied or Corey lied. It's one of the two.
Heading for the email in the subject line is interview. I say, Derek, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to follow up. Thank you for being willing to being interviewed. As mentioned in my Instagram message, let me know what time on Friday, either the evening or the night, whatever works best for you. Also, if you can pass me along any publicly available filings, that will be great. For your convenience, I'm sending this from my email so you'll have my contact information as well. Thanks again, Derek. I appreciate you taking the time, and I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. See, Corey, you were taking my kindness for weakness. You were taking the fact that I was silent about this as an admission that I was wrong. The reality is you were wrong. I didn't want to have to expose that the attorney that you selected is going behind your back and making all of these interviews.
And, you know, that's unfortunate because it made Corey's attorney look bad, and it undermined Corey's integrity. And that's what I'm gonna tell you. That's why I told you guys, if you got people in your circle that won't hold you accountable, call you out on your bad behavior, that's a problem. And lacking the integrity to say they're sorry is also a problem. I will argue that the measure of a man, the measure of Corey, is that Corey go to the lead attorney and say, listen, man, I had to do it live. I think he should do it live because he excoriated him in public. And he needs to say publicly to the brother, I was wrong. And I take ownership for that because I don't think Lee was trying to do anything to denigrate him. Lead attorney is a YouTuber. And when YouTubers get news, we try to be as ethical and fair as possible in our analysis. Shout out to my brother Tip. Tip does a lot of reviews on Corey Holcomb. And Tip is fair in his analysis from what I've seen. A lot of content creators. Shout out to my brother Fawcett Media. They do analysis on different content creators. Some tend to be more in the center. Some tend to be more in favor. Some tend to be more on the opposite side. And even with the excoriation of Oshay, I don't think Oshay had any animus towards Corey. I think Oshay has always liked Corey. But I think, let me tell you what folks don't understand, guys. When folks create thumbnails, they're not creating the thumbnails to necessarily assail the person unless it's a direct affront to that person. The thumbnail is created to invoke curiosity and to get click-through rates. And so you can't just put a basic thumbnail up there because folks ain't going to click through it. So you have to invoke curiosity. And that's what a lot of content creators do. But we're not, I know I'm not. There's no malice or forethought. I don't think there was malice or forethought on the lead attorney's behalf. There was not malice or forethought on Oshay Duke Jackson's behalf, and neither me. But like I said, the thing I know about some content creators is that they have very huge egos. And in their mind, unless you get your validation through me, then we're not going to show you no love. And, you know, it is what it is. I'm not damn doing that. If I don't never get, I'll turn this thing off today and stop doing YouTube. But I ain't tap dancing for no man. I'm not going to tap dance. I'm not going to bojangle because I don't have to. I've earned my stripes over the years. I put in work. I got 3 degrees. Work hard for everyone. And like I said, I went to an elite school and I studied hard. I'll figure it out at some point, but I'm not going to burn myself out in the process. And I got some ideas on what I wanted to do. And like I said, guys, if you guys are not serious about content creation, go check out Tip because I might use Tip at some point if I deem it necessary. But right now, it just you know, I'm tired of doing it. It's just too much work, man. You know, it'll lead to burnout. The amount of work you got to do with editing, man, it's just too much work.
Without your informed consent. You were very disrespectful towards me, but I brushed it off because I didn't want to take it there. But now you're mentioning it yet again. So I'm showing you the proof. I'm showing you the evidence to let you know that I was not lying. You can come out here and crack jokes and be disrespectful if you want to, but you need to be careful about people's reputations. Apparently, you're on your shows talking about that you're losing gigs, you're losing money because your reputation has been harmed. So it seems kind of ironic to me that you're going around trying to tarnish other people's reputations at the same time. But that's okay. Let's keep going. So in this email again, I thank him for agreeing to the interview that apparently you knew nothing about. And I say, send me some documents if you can, anything that's publicly available. I'm not asking for anything that's attorney-client privileged. And I'm telling him, just tell me the time that works best for him, late evening or night, whatever he wants to do. Corey, I was in your corner on this. That's the messed up thing about it. I wanted your attorney on because I feel like you're getting a raw deal out of this Christina Payne situation. I was on your side, and now you're on your show in front of 15,000 people saying that I'm lying. So we're getting to the bottom of it right now. So after I send him this email saying, hey, just tell me a date and time, he responds. What does he say? Here is his email in response to me. Now again, you see the same subject line, interview. We also see the same date. This is Thursday. The interview is supposed to be the next day. Your attorney said he could be interviewed about this on Friday. I blacked out his email address, but you see my email address, you see his name right here and his little logo. Again, this is the attorney that you hired. Now, he sends me this and he says he's going to be in touch. But again, the interview is set for the very next day. Friday rolls around and I still don't hear from him. So I send him this.
No, I'm not gonna say. I don't think he hate Corey Passport OG. I'm not gonna say he hate him. He's just disappointed because I think lead attorney was trying to protect Corey, but Corey thought the lead attorney had animus towards him. So I think hate is a strong word. I don't think he hate him. He just more disappointed because I guess Corey thought the people were coming after him, and a lot of people that was trying to support lead attorney, support Corey, were more of his allies. But I guess Corey didn't see it that way.
This is the email that I sent him. And again, you see his name right here, the same subject line, interview, and it's Friday. It's the day of the interview. I say, Derek, hope you're doing well. Just checking up on when would be a good time for the interview this evening. I need to announce it on my channel soon. Thank you so much. You have a YouTube channel. You know about this. We need to create the thumbnails. We need to schedule the interview. We need to put it on our community posts. The interview is supposed to be in the evening, and you can see right here that it's already 3:42. So I just want to check, hey, at what time is this interview going to occur? The same interview that he said you gave permission for, the same interview that he said you cleared, the same interview that he said he had permission from you to talk to me. I just want to know what time is that interview. Well, he sends me a follow-up message. What does he say? This is his response. And again, you see it's Friday. I sent my email to him around 3 something. He responds at 5 o'clock. Now you see, this is your boy. This is Derek. This is the attorney that you had on your show. You had him up there and you were praising him. What does he say? He says, counsel, we have to pass on the interview because there is a gag order on speaking on the matter with the court. So we have to be a little bit careful. If anything changes, I will contact you. Many thanks. Now I'll be honest, Corey, this is a pretty bootleg response. He says he has to pass on the interview. Does he say he has to pass because he's decided he doesn't want to?
All right, so here he said, counsel, we have to pass on the interview because there's a gag order on speaking on the matter with the court. So we had to be a little bit more careful there. If anything changes, I will contact you. Many thanks. His name is Derek Dayon. And so maybe at the time, maybe neither lied, you know. Maybe at the time when he spoke with the lawyer, unless I'm reading it wrong, maybe at the time the lawyer spoke with the lead attorney, he thought everything was copacetic. And he hadn't told Corey. So it could be communication gaps and communication breakdowns. And maybe nobody's lying. They're just different times they got the information.
Do it? Did he say he has to pass because you've changed your mind about it? You have uncleared the interview? No, he doesn't say that you retracted your permission for the interview. He just says, well, there's a gag order on it, so I can't talk about it. Well, what's the problem with this reasoning, Corey? Do you see it? Corey, here is the problem with his excuse that he can't be on my show about the case. The problem is that he was on your show about the case. The gag order was in place then. He can't say that he didn't know about the gag order because, again, he's supposed to know about your case. But not only that, you mentioned the gag order while he was up there. He heard it straight from your mouth. So even though that gag order had been in place for over a year, he's on your show about it. But now he's saying he can't come on my show about it. And again, Corey, what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm on your side about this whole Christina Payne thing. I do think that this whole thing is being mischaracterized. I think you're getting a raw deal. I reviewed her request for a restraining order. I thought it was some BS. I reviewed yours too. I reviewed the court documents on my stream. I just wanted to have your attorney on, to have this brother on to talk about the case really from your perspective. And again, he's saying apparently that there's a gag order in place and he can't talk about the case at all and he can't come on any shows, and look where he's at right now. So Corey, listen, pimp, let me just get something straight. I don't mind if the brother says, hey, I'm going to come on your show and then cancels. That's fine. It's not like he took any money from me. It's not like he robbed me or anything. If he has a change of heart, that's cool. Now, the reason for the change of heart is a little bit sketchy, I'll be honest, because he's saying that number one, he cleared it with you, that he got informed consent from you to do the interview. And number two, since he's your attorney, he's supposed to know all about the case. Number three, he was on your show talking about the case. And then all of a sudden, oh my goodness, I forgot that there's a gag order. That seems sketchy to me, I'll be honest, but fine. He doesn't want to come on, that's fine. I did the stream myself. What bothers me though is that you'll get on your show and be very disrespectful towards me when it appears that the man that you select.
And I think unless there's a gap in communication, I would argue that Corey should have had a little bit more decorum. You know, one of the things that people lack is emotional intelligence, and you got to be able to read people's intent. You can't always do it 100%, but I can read people's energy for the most part. And some people just don't do it. And like I said, I think Corey Holcomb is a comedian. He's a good comedian. But Corey Holcomb is not a YouTuber. And so YouTubers look at things different than a comedian. They got, 5150 Nation is huge. And so Corey look at things from a comedic traveling perspective, but YouTubers look at things from fresh news. I got to hit the fresh trending news. And if you're not a YouTuber, you won't understand that.
To represent you has not informed you about what's going on. So me and all of the other people who supported you over this Christina Payne situation, we're going to see what you say in response to this video. This is the reason that I've been quiet. I didn't want to put this on blast because I supported you about this topic. And anybody who has dealt with attorneys knows that attorneys don't throw other attorneys on the bus. But when you start besmirching my reputation, now I have to drop the receipts. Now, what did you say again? And who were you going to make an example out of?
You know what I'm saying? If I said it, it's the truth. I got to make an example out of this. I said something against this guy that came up to our show. His name, I'm going to take the chance and say his name.
If you're willing to learn how to use a free program called QuickBooks, you can make a great living working part-time.
His name was the lead attorney. I said something about him because I saw him say, oh, Corey said it's okay for me to talk to his lawyer. Now, ever since I said what I said about the lead attorney, I haven't seen him say anything back.
Correct.
And it is my opinion. The reason he didn't say anything back because I didn't lie on him. I did not give him permission to talk to my attorney about nothing. And he said I did.
I said you did because your attorney told me that he cleared the interview with you. So just like you were super disrespectful to me, now I want to see if you're super disrespectful to the lawyer that you selected, the lawyer that you hired, the lawyer that you retained. I was telling the truth the whole time. Your attorney said that you cleared the interview. So now, Corey, I hope you understand the full context of the situation, and I hope you understand why I was quiet about it. And I want to say this too. An extra reason that I was quiet about this is because I was on your show. You invited me up there. You took care.
And I believe that. I met Lee before. Lee, seems like he's a very kind stand-up brother. I took pictures with him. Cool guy, man. Lee's a tall dude too. I'm taller than him about 1.5 inches, but Lee's about 6'4". I'm about 6'5" and a half, 6'6". But when I did meet Lee, Lee was very cool, man. Very stately guy. And even in the past, man, he's always been a cool guy, man. So I got nothing but respect for the brother. And I do take ownership because I made a mistake. It was an honest mistake because I thought he was talking about, Lee, but he was talking about Joe Budden. And I'm going to show you the thing where he's talking about Joe Budden.
Of my transportation. You gave me excellent accommodations. You treated me amazingly. I had a great time up there with you and Craig and Darlene. And then after the show, you guys took me out to eat. I had the perfect time. I'm not out here trying to put you on blast. So when you say, oh, the lead attorney is quiet, yeah, I was quiet. I'm not trying to expose all of this. Now, be honest, I'm a YouTuber and I call things fair.
Yeah, and he's right. That's why I told you it's layers to it. YouTubers that I know and I'm like I'm real cool with, that I talk to on an intimate level on a regular basis, I probably will do a video against them. I probably have a session in the back and say, look, man, you're moving funny. That's the first stage. The second stage will be YouTubers that I'm cool with or their acquaintances. And I'm going to do a video, but I'm going to try to be fair and balanced. I'm not going to denigrate them. But then ones that I'm not cool with, I'm gonna still try to be fair and balanced. But I might be less restrictive, and that's what people don't understand. We're content creators. I don't care if somebody do a video against me, as long as they fair and balanced. I don't care about that. I ain't got nothing to hide. But people don't. A lot of times, like I said, the armchair quarterbacks on YouTube. think they understand the business, and they don't, they don't have the temerity to start a channel. They won't show their face, and they got more. They can tell you how to run a channel, but they too coward to start a channel, or like the intestinal fortitude to continue. I've been on YouTube for 5 years, and I think I've done pretty good. I think most people know me. I mean, my channel is not where I wanted to be, but I'm not going to trip on that because I work a full-time job. And like I said, I'm going to start being more creative in the future. I'm going to still stream from time to time, but I got a life to live. I don't want to live on YouTube and, try to be a father and try to be a husband and, and not working out, lifting weights, not eating clean, not going to bed because I'm trying to do all this mess. I'm not doing that no more because, like I said, you're not going to take this mess with you. At some point you're going to stand before God and you're not going to take it with you. So I'm not tripping on it. I'm going to be very judicious and I'm going to be more pragmatic.
Well, I think you should have put Anton's kid up there. No, I do not.
And I agree with Leader Turner on that. I don't think, calling that girl a monkey and I like Corey, but I think he went too far in that particular area. If you got people in your corner, guys, that won't tell you you're wrong, then they're not really your friends. Because the Bible said that open rebuke is better than secret love. You should have 1 or 2 people in your corner that can push you aside and say, "No, homie, you wrong." And if they can't take correction, then you don't need to be in their circle. You should never be a yes man.
Corey. And I'll be honest, Corey, I think the vast majority of the country would agree with me. But I'm a YouTuber and I know that everyone makes mistakes. I call things out in an unbiased way and I just talk about the law. You can disagree with me about the law if you want to, that's fine. But I don't ever call anybody out of their name. I never get crazy disrespectful with people and I just call balls and strikes as I see it. I did a live stream about the whole Anton thing. I wasn't with you on that one. However, I did another live stream about the Christina thing and I was on your side the whole way. This is exactly what you should want in people, Corey. You should want people around you who are going to support you, but also say, "Hey man, you're making a mistake over here." Having yes men around all the time isn't going to do anybody any good. So I hope you understand, Corey, number 1, why I said you agreed to the interview. And I hope you understand, number 2, why I was quiet about all of your disrespect. I'm still greatly appreciative of how you guys treated me up there on your show, and I'll always be appreciative of that. I know you got a lot of people out here attacking you.
And that's the lead attorney using emotional intelligence in that situation. That's the lead attorney using emotional intelligence to diffuse conflict. Some people just don't have emotional intelligence, and some people a lot of times react from a trauma response. In the clinical, we call it regression. They can be chronologically at age, but they still have a very regressive ego. And so that's him using decorum and being cerebral and trying to diffuse the situation and still more or less saying, "Look, I'm still cool with you." And I believe from hearing Lee speak that, he really means that.
A lot of people who are trying to get you canceled, a lot of people out here are praying for your downfall. I am not one of those people, Corey. I just make these little YouTube videos to tell people how I see things, and that's it. So I hope I cleared up everything and that now you have a full understanding of the situation.
You don't have to answer that question. I'll answer.
Yeah. I think Lee was fair. You could tell he was a little terse, but I thought he was mostly fair, guys. I thought he was fair. I'm gonna show y'all the rest of this Darling video, guys, and prove my point that sometimes people get your talking points. And then, guys, we're gonna end it because we won 19 then. And none of y'all, man, y'all ain't gave a brother love offering yet, man. Y'all ain't gave Kosher a dime, but that's fine. I still love y'all, but I'm gonna get off the soapbox in a minute, guys. And thank y'all. Do me a favor, guys. Y'all can help me out. Watch the stream for me. That'll help me with the algorithm, all right? And shout out to my man Tim Howard. Shout out to that good brother.
I lost.
But this is how everything, guys, got to the point that it was with this video that I did. This is how things got to where it was at.
A lot of my gigs. So, by the way, thank you, TM.
And this is what I call displaced aggression. Darlene called it misplaced anger. It's the same thing. But I think she was watching my show, and that's where she got it from.
See, I lost another gig today. Gary, Indiana, on the boat. Y'all got me good. Y'all got me good. Y'all got me good. I'm losing gigs. People are saying, Corey, the optics of that video. Yeah. Y'all got me good, TMZ. I'm about to be out here on welfare. Somebody got to explain why I ain't got nothing no more.
You're not going to be able to buy no more Hocula.
Can't buy Hocula.
Nope, because the jacket that you were looking at
I'm going to have Proclubula.
cost $1,600.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Man, I lost a gig today. When they told me this one canceled too, I was like, God damn, all right, now it's getting bad. I'm talking about, I done lost some real, you dig. All because it's certain places that are ran by the people that will listen to a TMZ. I ain't never lost no gigs before. Like, we have people saying stuff about me all the time. But when TMZ says it, oh, it must be true about this guy.
And this is what led to the alleged fallout with Corey and Darlene Ortiz that led Darlene to producing and making the video about displaced anger that I think she saw as this show was through the internet. It was pushed with impressions. This is where we think the conflict started, and she made her video. So if you guys know anything about YouTube, impressions and CTR tells the algorithm. The more, so all impressions start off low. Shout out to the International Quiet Storm. They start off low and then they begin to push it. They start off low, and then once they start off low, then they continue to push the video into the algorithm. So when you start getting high impressions, that means the people loving the game. Man, shout out to my brother, the International Quiet Storm. A brother that's been with me from day one, OG. That's another brother I got nothing but love and respect for him. That's my little brother. Him and I chop it up all the time on the back end. He's been a ride or die from day one as well. And I'm forever grateful to these brothers that show love and show support. I really appreciate it, man. Shout out to the International Quiet Storm once again. All the way, not from the Tar Heel State, but from a location near you. We'll just leave it at that. But shout out to my brother, the International Quiet Storm. As International Quiet Storm is the #1 sponsor. He's the #1 sponsor of the stream. Hold up. Shout out to my man, the International Quiet Storm, as he is the #1 sponsor of the stream. Hold tight. Let me see. All right, where did I find it at? Shout out to Quiet Storm for the $20 cash app, as he's the #1 sponsor. Thank you, sir.
It's the money.
Man, shout out to my man T Kangs, man. Nah, I ain't got to do with no pets fun, man. I appreciate your kindness, T Kangs. You're a good brother too, man. You've been riding with me for a while too, man. I appreciate it, man. I understand times are tight, man. Times are real tight. Thank God I ain't got no car payment. My car's paid for. I bought me a very nice truck, guys. I had an accident when my mom passed, and I got me a Kosher. I got me a Kosher mobile, old school truck. Could have got a brand new one, but I ain't buying no new trucks. I'm living well beneath my means, and I got me an old school Yukon Denali. I had 109,000 miles on it, and it's nice. It's butter. It's real nice, man. Very nice. But shout out to my man T Kangs with that 5. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for your kindness, man. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Let's get back to this video with Darlene, guys. Hold on.
Mediterranean diet is the world's healthiest diet, and Factor makes it easy to eat that way every day. A true Mediterranean.
Watch this.
Tames lames. We got to turn that into a shirt. Ain't this a shirt, D? You going to hold it up, D?
So this was the conflict that led to Corey selling Oshay, the lead attorney. That was the video prior. And, where D talked about misplaced anger.
No, you can't. That's all you, brother.
Oh, you ain't going to hold it up?
Well, I
You ain't with me? And when I hold it up, I can't say much with the mic. You ain't going to hold it up?
Your mic.
Oh, don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
I'll show that shirt next week.
Oh, wow. Look at this one.
No, I'll get somebody to hold it up.
Look at this one.
I'll get some.
And this led to what's considered to be a Corey crash. So this is a Corey crash out. Corey had an existentialist threat. We all go through what's called an existentialist threat. This is the video. Guys, make sure y'all watch that full video. It took me a lot of hours to put that video together, but that was one of my better ones. So I got a Valentine video for you guys tomorrow. Make sure y'all check that out. Shout out to my homie, that's another one, homie, man. Good brother, my brother Ray Johnson in the house. Shout out to brother Ray Johnson, been another ride or die for that 20, man. Shout out to brother Ray and Quiet Storm killing the game, man. Shout out to also the Seattle Seahawks. Shout out to my brother Ray Johnson from the West Coast. Shout out to my West Coast brother. Ray, I'm going to chop it up with you, man, in a few minutes once I get off the stream, man. Shout out to him. He's been another ride or die and another day one, man. Nothing but love for that brother as well. And guys, once again, guys, I appreciate all my ride or dies have been holding me down over the last 5 years. Can y'all believe I've been on YouTube for 5 years? Started off back in March of 2021. And I remember my daughter told me, my oldest daughter, you know, being rebellious, told me I'm working on that YouTube channel. So if I hadn't listened to my oldest daughter, my channel would have never grown. I would have never met good brothers like y'all, the ones that I met in person. And I wouldn't have the connections I have now. That's why, guys, you don't never let a woman tell you how to be a man and how to run your program and how to do man stuff, because they'll always sabotage, because they're not going to do anything based on principle. They're going to always do things based on their emotions. And you don't ever let a woman lead you. Your job is to lead. She can't be led. You can tell her to kick rocks and keep it moving, but it's never your job to allow a woman, your wife, your daughter, anybody to lead you. They can give you input, but women that try to lead their fathers, or women, or wives that try to lead their husbands, they're out of order. They're operating the spirit of witchcraft, and they're rebellious. Ain't no child gonna lead me, especially if they came out of my nutsack. They're not gonna be damn telling me what to do. I do what I want to do. You can give me some input, but you're not gonna tell me what to do. Shout, or what I said earlier on my show days ago, that led to an existentialist threat that eventually led to an existentialist crisis.
Next week.
Oh, wow. Look at this one.
No, I'll get somebody to hold it up.
Look at this one.
I'll get somebody to hold it up.
I'm finishing it. Look
what time is it? We ain't got enough time.
And look what I was doing.
If we had enough time, I'll get somebody to come hold it up right now.
Look how he's done. But you see what I was just doing right now?
Oh, it's all good. Doesn't matter. I'll get somebody to hold it up.
All right.
Motherfuckers want a piece of you.
So do me a favor,
like,
guys.
but
do me a favor. Go finish watching that show when y'all get time. And thank you to everybody that donated, guys. Shout out to Quiet Storm. Did they take my video off? Because these numbers are dropping, man. Did they stop? Did they shut the channel down? I hope they didn't shut the channel down, because that's my content. Guys, did they shut the channel down? I'm seeing the numbers getting real low. Are y'all in the chat? Hold on a minute. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay, y'all still here. Okay, yeah, I thought they shut the stream down. The numbers started going down. I thought they shut the stream down. But this is the beef that Corey Holcomb had with Corey had also some beef with Joe Budden, when he was calling them when Joe Budden was talking about. All right, so let's go back to my video for a minute. When Corey Holcomb was talking about Joe Budden. But like I said, I thought it was the lead attorney, but it wasn't.
They don't want the whole thing.
Did I just not say?
I'll get somebody to hold this shirt up next week. Watch.
You know what? Somebody just said something earlier that it might be. You're right.
You right. Might be. I don't need nobody to do shit for me. I'll get somebody else to do it. As everybody who I deal with like that. If you won't do it, okay, I'll get somebody else to do it.
Wow. I'm over here trying.
Do you guys think Corey was immature and too insensitive towards Darlene? I want y'all to hit one, man. Hit one if you thought he was immature and too insensitive to Darlene. Hit one.
To input the things because I had to go. You don't even know what I went through to even get that.
Yeah,
so, okay.
Don't worry about it. Somebody else will hold it up next week.
See how you can't even. Wow. Okay. I guess not.
Don't do whatever. Goddamn it, somebody be doing that.
I guess not.
It don't stop.
There we go. Wow.
I'm just getting it to you. I'm telling you the
I
truth.
see. Hey, you see what I was doing? Why I said I wasn't gonna hold it? Okay.
We are about to we gonna do the rap?
Let's do it.
Back in 5 minutes, 51.
And this is where, so that's when Corey was going through what's called an existentialist crisis. So he went from an existentialist threat to an existentialist crisis. This is what a threat happens first. It's almost like a warning, but then he goes to a crisis. That's when he started apparently to be crashing out. And so an existentialist crisis is when something challenging happened to your life. I went through an existentialist crisis and a threat, but a crisis last year. I've been through many threats. We all have an existentialist threat as we're getting older, because at some point we will expire, and at some point we will stand before the Most High. Our mortality is an existentialist threat. But if you're constantly going through existentialist crisis, it's time to reevaluate what you're doing. And so an existentialist crisis is a situation where everything feels meaningless or destroyed, causing intense fear and worry. And that led to, in my opinion, as a therapist, to Corey having what's called displaced aggression, what Darlene called misplaced anger, which I think she got once again from my video. Corey does the rap that caused a lot of consternation and made people think that he had fired Darlene.
To do it. You don't want to do it, get another to do it. Hey. 51, 50 in the house. You don't want to do it, get another to do it. Hey. If you don't want to do it, get another to do it. Hey. If you don't want to do it, get another to do it. Hey. 150, turn it.
Now remember, this was about 3 days before I did my show, and I'm going to show you guys the evidence, but I strongly believe that Darlene saw this show because it was pushed through the algorithm, and I think she got her talking point from my channel, which is a good thing.
Hey guys, is your tire pressure light stuck on even when your tires are fine? I had the same headache until I found this.
This is when someone is genuinely angry or hurt about something or someone, but instead of directing that anger at the real source, they unconsciously aim it.
Y'all listen to what Darlene said. Listen to me a minute again. Do y'all think it's coincidence? If you think it's coincidence, hit 1.
It's somewhere safer, easier, or less risky. For example, right? Someone might feel powerless, rejected, or disrespected by a boss or coworker, a partner, children, or even life itself. But they don't feel safe expressing that anger there. So it leaks out all over the place toward loved ones, strangers, or even themselves. The anger is real, the pain is real, but the direction is off. Understanding this helps us stop taking everything personally, and it also helps us ask better questions. Like, what is this really about? Or what might be underneath this reaction? It doesn't excuse harmful behavior, but it does explain it. And that awareness gives us more emotional clarity, healthier boundaries, and a lot more compassion for ourselves and others. Here's what it often looks like. Snapping at a loved one after a bad day with the boss or work. Being irritated at strangers when you're actually grieving, you're hurt.
And this is more or less the evidence that I believe, as I said earlier in the show, provides evidence that this thing that Darlene Ortiz was talking about, this article or this element, was actually what I talked about days prior in my show, and it was displaced aggression. All right, so once again, guys, I'm gonna stop it here. Joe Budden had beef with Corey, and I think you guys saw that. But out of all of it, guys, the premise of this show was to talk about masculinity. Shout out to my man, the International Quiet Storm, and all to those to show love and donate. But the whole premise of the show, guys, was to talk about masculinity, manhood, and being accountable as a man. And true heteronormative to masculinity says that it's sorry. And I gave a false report last week, as I said earlier in the show, and it wasn't done with malice. It was just I was wrong. I mean, I was ignorant to the fact. But anyway, guys, we're gonna end it here. Thank you guys for everybody that tapped in and tuned in. Shout out to the brothers that show love, guys. Shout out to Seahawk Nation. And I really appreciate you guys showing love and supporting the channel. Guys, let me show you guys something. I do have a new banner to my channel. I'm trying to still show brothers love and do manhood content, but I'm going to diversify it because this stuff is time consuming. So as you guys see, the Kosher Clinician, hold on. That's my new banner, the Kosher Clinician, which truth is stranger than fiction, which will still address some of the talking points that I'm talking about, and therapist reacts to modern life. So I'm gonna start focusing more on reactions because doing all this high form A/B roll content and editing and cutting and all that mess, man, pacing and all that, I don't have the time for it, man. It's too much work, man. If this was my only job, maybe at some point as my channel grow, it get bigger and I get more time, maybe. But as of now, I'm gonna try to be more diversified, man. But anyway, I just want to show you guys that. So that's a new channel banner, the channel logo. I love it. When truth is stranger than fiction and delusion is at an all-time high. And so what I've learned with YouTube guys in the past, you have to be creative. You have to diversify. Me and my man, we even talked about it. Me and my man, Brother Quiet Storm, we talked about this before. So I really appreciate you guys tapping in with me, guys. We're going to end it here. Shout out to the ones that donated. Once again, guys, I appreciate it. And finish listening to the music, guys, and we're going to end this stream.
And on Tuesday night was Media War against 5150 Nation. And instead of Corey Holcomb leaving it alone with the lead attorney, he didn't. He kind of came at lead attorney again with this.
It is my opinion. The reason he didn't say anything back because I didn't.
Retained after the TMZ thing went live about 2 weeks ago. Now, again, remember, I asked the lead attorney, do you or will you be responding to it? At this time, he said no. Okay. Now, this is how classy the lead attorney is. He's just not going to get involved or any of that. And he was going to stay silent. This was a last week's show. But the show that happened on Tuesday night was Media War against 5150 Nation. And instead of Corey Holcomb leaving it alone with the lead attorney, he didn't. He kind of came at lead attorney again with this.
It is my opinion. The reason he didn't say anything back because I didn't lie on him. I did not give him permission to talk to my attorney about nothing. And he said I did. And I believe he saw that and knows that to be true, which is why he isn't going all out his way to act like Corey Holcomb is not the man that he say he is.
No, the one thing that is true between Corey Holcomb and the lead attorney is that Corey Holcomb is right. The lead attorney chose not to respond.
fire for your mind. Kosher Clinician.
If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. Heaven and hell, that's what they told you. Real men put the strap down and we can toss them. Young heads pick it back up and young dolphins. This is our culture. Now we talking kosher. Clinician, masculinity issues. Absent fathers who miss you. Mama drama don't kiss you. All a part of the ritual. This is how they get you. Separate the men, women clipping babies pretend to. Damn. Lovers, haters acting like vultures. If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. If it ain't 7, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, ain't right, gotta divorce us. This is Kosher Condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher Condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is Kosher.